Hello everybody, welcome back to the Final Fantasy Tactics walkthrough. We are just about to go to Zaland Fort City. And, alright, what am I doing here? Obviously here I've got Ramza as a ninja. I would say that that's probably going to be his setup for quite some time. The ninja is a really good class to just like level up, like your character level as. Because of the bonuses that go along with it. So that's kind of what I'm going to go with for Ramza anyway. So in case anyone is wondering. And not only that, I prefer to go with like a physical based route on Ramza. I really don't do a whole lot of casting with him. So I generally tend to go with, I should say I really enjoy the two swords ability that the ninja has. So basically they can dual wield. Now the other cool thing is, you can actually learn that as the ninja. I think it's like 900 job points. And then you can actually just equip that and then kind of dual wield as other classes. Not every weapon can be dual wielded. Some are just, two-handed weapons. So like I believe javelins and like guns, those are usually two-handed weapons, so you're not going to be able to dual wield guns or spears, but that's alright. There are some really good one-handed weapons in the game. Knight swords come to mind, and to be honest, I don't really know why they let you get away with that. Those knight swords are insanely powerful. We won't get any for quite a while. I guess we could, if we really wanted. You could kind of get the defender pretty early, but that would require inviting some monsters to the party and then poaching them. And I didn't really feel like it was worth the time to do that, so I won't. But anyways, all right. So this is Zaland Fort City. The one thing about this one, you don't have to necessarily worry about Mustadio being brought to 0 health. He will still live. And I don't remember what option I picked, actually. But it's actually the better of the two options, if I remember correctly. I believe it may not seem like it, but I think you say something like, "I'd rather not get involved," or something like that, which seems, like a kind of a crummy option to pick, but. Then Ramza says something like, "Well, I'd like to not get involved, but I have to." So, kind of like his personality won't let him. So, here is the description of the engineer. Technician working for the revival of a lost civilization, and he uses guns. And then snipe is the engineer job command. Changes enemy status by shooting at specific points of the body. Now, he's got, or will end up with, 3 abilities in his engineer job that are unique. He's got arm snipe, leg snipe, and seal evil. Arm snipe does kind of what you'd think it would do. He basically shoots an enemy, or not necessarily shoots. You don't have to just use guns to make that work. Basically, when you change to a different job class, let's take ninja for instance, I actually really like the ninja switch because it's got that innate 2 swords ability, and then combine that with Mustadio's snipe skills, and you get 2 chances to activate those abilities. Now, back to arm snipe, leg snipe, seal evil. Arm snipe, basically, if it's successful, will put the don't act status on an enemy, and that's extremely useful. Obviously, the enemy can't do anything while that's on them. And then likewise, he's got the leg snipe, which makes it so that an enemy can't move, which also somewhat useful. I would argue that it's not as useful as arm snipe, but it still is. And then seal evil, and that one's very it's specific. Its uses are specific. What it does is it seals undead, or it turns undead to stone. Now, it's not going to work on enemies that aren't considered undead, so keep that in mind. but that is a very useful ability against those undead. I mean, I believe the success rate is extremely high, so very, very useful ability in certain situations. Otherwise, like I said, leg snipe, arm snipe, very cool. Combine that with the other jobs that can use guns, and you're able to basically stop an enemy from moving or acting from really, really far away. So that's one way to use them. I actually, to be completely honest, and I don't know if I would say that it's a real great way to use him, but I do like to change him into that that ninja job, so that he's got 2 shots to use that debilitating status. Because you'll notice there that I think its success rates are based really off of Mustadio's speed, and I don't know if there's a Zodiac compatibility as well. I'm not 100% sure on that, but like I said earlier, I really like that ninja because it gives you 2 chances to have that status effect work, if that makes sense. So here, much like the last few battles that I've done here, I've been using Cheer Up on Agrius, and that was a complete waste of time. I mentioned probably a few times now that she leaves, and then when she comes back, she's kind of got like a default setup, and unfortunately the permanent brave points that you add to her using these bravery enhancing abilities are not permanent, unfortunately, at this time. Now, after she rejoins, that will be that won't be the case anymore. Any permanent bravery boosts will stay on her then. And again, now I don't know if I brought this up in the other videos or not, but basically for every 4 points of bravery that you add to a unit during battle, 1 will be permanent. So what does that mean? There's a maximum actually of 100 brave points, but that being said, usually, or you're not ever going to be able to stay at 100 all of the time, just because of the way the bravery stat works. So what does that really mean? Well, once you get to, we'll just say if you're at 80 and you increase it by 4, well, for the duration of that battle, you'll be at 84. But once the battle is over, and you're back on the world map, you'll be down to 81. So you'll basically lose 3 points. So what does that all mean? I mean, it takes a long time basically to build up your brave to 100 and kind of keep it close. Now, the absolute maximum that you'll ever see on the world map is 97, and that's because once you actually hit 100, you'll lose the points back down to 97 after the battle is over. So keep that in mind, but it's useful, especially for like random encounters and stuff, to just use Ramza to boost your character's brave levels. And again, the great thing about him is it's 100% chance to land, so you'll get 5. So the interesting thing about Ramza is he'll increase it by 5. Basically, if you are at like 80 and you use that bravery increasing skill, and if you end the battle at 100 brave, well, back on the map, you'll be back to 84 because you'll have used that ability 4 times. So and again, like I said, for every 4 points that you gain, you keep 1 up to 97. So anyways, all right, so here we've almost got, I wouldn't say a side quest, but it's I guess boy, how to describe this here, kind of a branching point where yeah, I don't know really how to describe it other than kind of a branch, as far as it seemed like we had a specific goal here, and that was just rescue the princess, right? So or at least keep the princess safe. And now things get a little blurry. They're kind of ends up being a bit more to the story than meets the eye, and this is kind of the starting point of that. So here, Mustadio is describing what engineers are, what they do, and I guess talks a little bit about Gaug. I think that's the name of the city. But he's also brought up the fact that there's a company that's after him. He's reluctant to tell us exactly why they're after him, but that will be explained eventually. So here he says he wants to meet with the Cardinal because he might be able to help his father, and basically he needs our help because the Cardinal probably wouldn't just listen to someone like him. So yeah, there you say you wouldn't meet with some mechanic like myself. Okay. So I guess we just have to trust him. He's yeah, here even Agrius is like, well, if you can't tell us, then we're not going to take you. But here Ovelia comes in. All right, so she's going to say it's okay. The princess has spoken. Okay. Let's see what we've got next here. I'm not sure if I don't think I'm going to start this next battle yet, but we've got, if I remember correctly, there's a little cutscene coming up here, so we'll check that out. Alright, so we've got Mustadio for the time being. Again, now, much like Agrius, I would say don't really worry a whole lot about trying to learn different abilities with him. I don't remember if he actually will keep his stats or not. Because I think the deal here is that he obviously hasn't officially joined us. He will, keep in mind, he will eventually join us, but for the time being, I don't think being that he's not considered like a permanent member, I don't believe he'll keep those, like any type of abilities that you learn. One interesting thing, I believe he behaves actually a lot like Agrius here too, where I think he's got a couple of abilities learned right now. I don't know. I don't remember if he's got like leg shot and arm shot, or if it's leg shot and seal evil. I don't actually remember. But again, just like Agrius, he will actually lose some of those abilities once he officially joins us. So again, I guess I just say don't worry about using him too much. Even you can definitely. I shouldn't say that. I believe he's a guest character in a battle or two coming up. So. Yeah, I guess keep that in mind. All right, so here, yeah, like I said, we did have one more little cut scene, I guess, here, or a dialogue scene. Okay, so obviously, Ovelia is concerned that the Cardinal won't help, but Agrius, I guess, apparently kind of knows him, and I guess he's just kind of trying to ease her mind, I suppose. I wish I weren't a princess. Well, be careful what you wish for. So the thing with Ovelia here, if it wasn't explained already very well, was that she was sent to a convent, basically, to keep her safe. Or at least that's how the story goes. And obviously she's kind of in a tight spot, being that, you know, I believe the queen wants the prince to take power, and probably she would actually wield a lot of power through him. Game of Thrones much. But obviously, Ovelia is actually in line, so that causes the queen a bit of a problem. And so, you know, obviously, if you can control the princess, then you would control the throne. So here, I don't know what was going on here. Ramza, it looked like Ramza was kind of just eavesdropping, and Mustadio runs up. Hey, what's going on, Ramza? Kind of, I don't know if he was necessarily trying to bust him or didn't realize it, but so Ovelia here says a friend taught her how to play the reed flute like this, and I don't know if I missed it already, but it is revealed that Alma and Ovelia were friends at the convent. So obviously Alma teaching her how to use the little reed flute. Anyways, I'm out of time, so I gotta cut the commentary. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want to do. Hope this guide was helpful though, and as always, hope you join me for more. Thanks for watching.